Hey farmer friends, today we are back in the market garden and we are going to be tackling one of the biggest problems with one of my favorite crops. So I absolutely love growing melons, watermelons, muskmelons, honeydew melons, all melons. I love growing them, I love eating them, and so do my customers. So the biggest problem I face in the market garden is never enough space. And I'm here to tell you, every time I grow melons, if I'm growing one bed of it, it takes up three because they like to vine out, spread out, and produce a lot of melons. So that can be a problem. So today we're going to solve that problem, and we are going to be maximizing space in the garden when it comes to our melons, and we are going to be building a 50-foot long melon tunnel. Let's get at it. On 30-inch wide by 50-foot long beds, I did 2 rows, and I spaced them 2 foot apart in each row, and I staggered the rows. So essentially, every linear foot, there should be at least one melon plant. So now we want to maximize this. So if we just let this grow out, it would for sure sprawl right out and be covering the next 2 beds easily to the side of it. So we're going to avoid that this season, and we are going to build a tunnel out of cattle panel that will cover both beds, and we'll train the plants to work up the cattle panel and grow that way. So then by the time it's all grown up and have melons hanging in here, it will be pretty awesome. It'll be great for space, but it'll also be a pretty cool visual on the farm as well. My cattle panel are 50 inches wide by 16 feet long. So I'm using T-posts, and I'm spacing my T-posts every 50 inches and essentially putting 1 T-post in the center of each panel. And that works actually really well to hold the panel in place while you're putting it there. And then I can also wire the panels together as they butt up to one another. So that's how we're going to do it. I've got my first few posts put in, and I'm going to go ahead and pound the rest of the posts in, so then I can just go right through and put in the panel. I'm going to start my panels down on the other end and work my way this way so they're not in the way as I'm putting them in. So come along. All right, now we've got all the posts mounted in. I ended up being 12 posts on each side. Again, I spaced them 50 inches apart. We'll land them right in the middle of the panel when we set the panels in. Again, we're using 50-inch wide by 16-foot cattle panels to make our tunnel hoop. So let's get at that. Got the easy part done. And there we go. I got all 12 cattle panels put up. I've obviously got to wire them together yet and attach them to the post, but hey, we're that much closer. Let's get it wrapped up. All right, so the last step in the process is to connect all these panels together. Now the simplest and quickest way that I figured to do that would be to use these good old zip ties. You want to make sure you get the UV zip ties so they don't break down in the sun. But for me, this is the quickest and easy way to do it, and I'll show you how it worked out. So, as you can see, we just zip tied them pretty much about every third rung, all the way up and around. So That worked very, very well. As you can see, they're all tied together pretty darn tight. Looks like one nice big tunnel now. Now, I did a couple things. I made sure these were coming inside instead of pointing outside. And I made sure that these ridges were actually running down the inside as well and not the outside. So that way, this fall, once I pull all the melons off from it, I can actually tarp it with poly, and I'll have two good beds here that I can grow lettuce and spinach in, or just all my Salanova lettuce. So we'll have a nice late fall harvest and close this, do a little season extension. So that is going to be the way I'm going to maximize my bed space for my melons, and I cannot wait to see this thing totally enclosed in watermelons and cantaloupe and honeydew. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right, so we're all done in here. All we gotta do now is let our melons grow. So we got our watermelons on this side and our honeydew on the other side. So should be pretty fantastic. I cannot wait till this thing is covered up in melons. So that is the way we're going to maximize our bed space in the garden, and we are going to create a melon tunnel. We'll keep you updated. We'll do another follow-up video here probably in about a month or two once things are really growing and this trellis is working good. So until then, we'll see you on the next one.